Hey, good afternoon. My name is Luke Riddle, and I am the Firefighting Program Instructor at the Anderson District's 1 and 2 Career and Technology Center here in Williamston, South Carolina. I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to share with you what has become my passion over the last 6 years, and that is teaching high school students in the Career and Technology Center setting about firefighting. Here at my program began in 2010. The firefighting programs in South Carolina actually date back a little further than that. The first firefighting programs, CATE firefighting programs in South Carolina, began in the late 1990s. During that time, there were several programs that popped up throughout the state, and they were teaching kids how to become firefighters. But when they first started and when those first programs were first going, they weren't offering any certifications to the students. The students would sit through a program for 1 to 2 years, and we'll learn a lot about firefighting, learn a lot of valuable information, a lot of valuable techniques and skills. But when they graduated from their program, and after 2 years of being in high school, they had nothing to show for it in the work field. They had no industry certifications, so they were still on a level playing field with someone who hadn't had any training at all, even though they had been in a training program for 2 years. In 2010, the South Carolina Fire Academy worked with the state of South Carolina, and they developed legislation that actually offered the ability for high school students, or even 16 and 17-year-old students in South Carolina, to begin taking South Carolina Fire Academy classes and be able to receive those certifications even while they were 16 and 17. And then on their 18th birthday, the student would the certifications that the student had would become valid. So through that legislation that was passed in 2010, my program, as well as several other programs around the state of South Carolina, were developed during that time. The first year for this program was the 2010-2011 school year. At that time, I was tasked with the responsibility of taking a program that was actually an electricity shop, and in a little bit I'll show you some video of our facility. But it was an electricity shop and turning it into a fire academy, into a firefighting program. So we took the program from scratch in 2010, and we began implementing some of the fire academy certifications. Now, to this day, currently, our students are able to graduate as a senior from this program with IFSAC Firefighter 1, IFSAC Firefighter 2, South Carolina's Auto Extrication class, South Carolina Fire Academy's Hazmat Ops class. They also take the Emergency Medical Responder program through the American Red Cross. So my students are walking out the door with the exact same certifications that are actually offered at South Carolina State Fire Academy. So we're actually on the same level playing field with them as far as the certifications that are offered. The program itself has been instrumental in Anderson County in developing recruitment and retention for future firefighters and building the fire service as a whole. Anderson County is a mostly rural county in South Carolina that has a volunteer fire service of over 1,000 volunteer members. There's actually only 3 paid fire departments within the Anderson County, and the largest of which is the city of Anderson, which has 59 paid employees. For the most part, everyone else in Anderson County, as far as the fire service is concerned, are actually volunteer firefighters. So our communities definitely saw a need to make sure that our students were getting the certifications that they needed so that our communities could be served in the future with fire service. The program has worked out very well in that since we began in 2010, I've been fortunate enough to place 16 students who are graduates of mine into working either full-time positions as firefighters, as EMTs, or as dispatchers, as you can see in the board behind you. All those students that I place up in the front, their picture I put up at the front of the class, they're all former graduate students. So it's been really beneficial in that way. As far as the volunteer fire service goes, actually over 50 of my former students are now currently serving in Anderson County as volunteer firefighters. So it's been a great asset to the community. Once again, we just started from scratch here in Anderson. The first year for me was just trying to get everything started and getting the program built. But by the second year, I started incorporating the certifications into my program. Currently, my program is set up to where I have students in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. When a student comes to me in the 10th grade, the first thing they do is take a semester-long course, which is actually 90 days or 45 days, 2-hour classes that I call Introduction to Firefighting. During that time, because the students are sophomores, they're 15 years old, they can't take South Carolina Fire Academy classes, but the certification I do offer during that time is American Red Cross's First Aid CPR, which they can take. Also during that time, I take that semester to be able to build up the students' knowledge of the fire service and also begin to get them in turnout gear and begin to teach some of the basic firefighting skills so that when they come back to me as a junior, they're more prepared and ready to start in the tougher Fire Academy curriculum. When a student comes to me as a junior, they're 16 now, and they actually can take South Carolina Fire Academy courses. So during their junior year, which for me is 90 2-hour classes, they take IFSAC Firefighter 1. They also take Hazmat Ops and Hazmat Awareness during that time. And those 3 classes basically take up the entire year. When they come back to me as a senior I actually have them 180 days, 2-hour blocks. So I have them a lot more as a senior. During that time, I actually teach emergency medical responder through the Red Cross, and I also get them certified as IFSAC Firefighter 2. That's when I teach the basic auto extrication class, and I also teach another South Carolina Fire Academy class called Rescue and the Rescuer. And basically it's a self-survival class that I'm able to teach to them as a senior. Another cool thing about our senior year, in the second semester of our senior year, is our students get to go out and do internships. I have a great working relationship with the local fire departments, which is an absolute must if you're going to begin a program like this. But the fire departments, the paid departments in Anderson County, as well as some paid departments in neighboring counties, actually accept our students in, and they work internships, usually during the school day, in the second semester of their senior year. And this has been an invaluable learning experience for them because they've had the opportunity to not only learn the firefighting skills that they learned here as a student, but actually put those into practice as a firefighter on a truck. It's also been beneficial for these students because it's led to job opportunities for several of them. It's a trial and error type thing to where that fire chief gets to see this high school student who's already certified. He gets to work them out free of charge, basically, without the commitment of giving them a job. And if they do a great job for him, he's looking to hire them as soon as they graduate. And that's been one of the cool things. I've had several students now the past couple of years, literally, that they land their job as a career firefighter either before they graduate, so that they start their first day after graduation, they're starting riding on a truck, or they're getting that job offer the day they do graduate, and they're starting during the summer right after their senior year. So it's been very beneficial for that as well. The curriculum that Margie has created, along with the South Carolina Fire Academy and the South Carolina Firefighters Association, has been phenomenal. Can't speak highly enough of it. One of the biggest challenges that we found, and Margie, I'm sure we'll talk more about this, was taking high school programs and Career and Technology Center programs that offer different schedules throughout the state. Nobody was on the same page scheduling-wise. So with the new curriculum, Margie broke it down into hour-long blocks. And having those hour-long blocks has just been great for us. It's allowed our students to get the education they need and the training they need in the time frame of the school day, as opposed to an 8-hour day that a student would have at the Fire Academy. So it's been really cool in that. I'm excited about what the future has for this program. Hopefully we're going to continue to grow. Right now my program averages around about 75 to 100 students that are involved in the program every year. So it's been a very successful program, hoping to continue to grow it and continue to put out career and paid firefighters as well as volunteer firefighters in the South Carolina Fire Service. And I hope that the state of Oklahoma will look into the same, because I really believe that the best way to train firefighters, the future of the fire service, is during this high school setting, because most firefighters in South Carolina that aren't in a program like this, they're having to obtain their training on nights and weekends, on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and all days on Saturday. And someone who has a working job and a family, it's extremely difficult to devote the amount of time needed to be able to get these certifications, where when they're in high school, they've got to sit in my class anyway. That's what I tell them. So if they're in here, they might as well get trained and get certified. So I'm excited about the Career and Technology Center Firefighter program, and I hope that we can help you all out in any way possible.